This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution. This is the future.
Hey guys, how's it going? Matt from Foulball Productions here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you're doing well because I'm doing phenomenally. Thank you very much. This is the 52nd episode of the MFer Podcast. And I'm glad for all of you wonderful humans who are here to join me to do it. Now, you may have noticed earlier in the day, and perhaps yesterday as well, you might have seen another face in the thumbnail with me. That face was of the beautiful, lovely mutton-chopped, long-haired prince known as 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser. Unfortunately, that wonderful man will not be here tonight. I believe, had another conflict or something. I don't know. I'm not mad, so don't go after Nick. Don't you dare. But he'll be here next week, hopefully. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But tonight, you just stuck with me. Hope that's okay. But just as a reminder, guys, this episode is streaming on this channel on YouTube, Foulball Productions, as well as Foulball Productions on Rumble, as well as Foulball Productions on Twitter or X, whichever you prefer. So please, you can go check me out at any of those platforms at any time. All these episodes are up there for replays, as well as sketches. I actually have been putting out sketches. There are 2 new short sketches that you can go witness that I put out last week, and boy, they're a doozy. Go check a look. I think you're going to like them. And as well, this podcast tomorrow morning will be available wherever you get podcasts, whether that's Spotify or iTunes or Google Podcasts, which apparently is a thing. I was not aware of that, but it's a thing. So you can go there. You can give me a 5-star review if you want. That'd be nice. I would appreciate that. But anyway, here we are. Low Spec in the chat. What's up, doggy? Good to see you, my friend. And look at this. This is something new. No, it doesn't show that logo, but it shows it on my side. It's on Rumble. Now I can get Rumble chats through my StreamYard. That is beautiful news. That's a hell of a development. That is good stuff. So if you do not like the censorship and the shenanigans that go on at YouTube, you can watch on Rumble. What? And next I'll have to just get the X chats. Exqueets. And they'll come through on my side as well. But anyway, welcome to the show. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Hope you had a marvelous time. I did. I had fun. Went on a little bit of a bender. Kind of unexpected. Didn't really see that coming, but it sort of happened. Friday night, big night. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. What? Rumble at the Garden. Is that where it was? No, it was in Vegas. Was it in Vegas? I think it was in Vegas. Actually, I don't know. No, the UFC was in the Garden, so I think that was in Vegas. Anyway, big fight. Everyone's tuning in. Well, everyone was planning on tuning in to see, could Iron Mike Tyson, this demonic monster from Brownsville, Brooklyn, who would just mow through the biggest, toughest, most dangerous men in all of boxing for years, until his kind of decline in retirement, could he be the one? Could he be the one to finally topple Jake Paul? The answer was no. The answer was absolutely not. Wasn't even close. Wasn't even really a fight. It's actually pretty sad. Pretty sad fight, to be completely honest. I watched it. I'm a big Mike Tyson fan. He's one of the best boxers in history. I mean, watching most of his highlights takes about 20 minutes because he would knock dudes out in the first or second round like no problem all the time. It's pretty unbelievable. And he's young. He was like 19, coming out there swinging, throwing bombs on people. It was unreal what he used to be able to do. And you still see Mike as Iron Mike. He's Iron Mike Tyson. You still see him as he's still that guy. But, fighting's an endurance sport. Fighting is a very technical, especially boxing, very technical sport. It takes a lot of stamina and a lot of endurance and a lot of, mental fortitude. Now, Mike was bobbing and weaving out there a lot. I mean, you could tell he could still move. He was slipping and ducking punches like nothing. He still had it. However, it didn't look like his legs had the same mobility or power. Even a few punches that he did land weren't very clean, weren't very pretty. It was just, I was honestly sad. Really, it was just sad. I just felt bad. I was like, oh, yeah. It was like, and as soon as it started, you're like, yeah, obviously. Like, why did we think this would go any other way? He's 60. He's 60 years old, and he's fighting a 27-year-old kid who's in, great shape and works out all the time and works with, real high-level professional boxing trainers. Why? Well, yeah, of course. He's an old man. Why did anyone think it would or could go the other way? That's just dumb. Additionally, there's a lot of people who speculate that maybe it wasn't all in the up and up. I saw that a lot on X from some people that whose opinion I trust and respect. I saw that from a Razor Fist. I saw that. Anthony Cumia. I saw that. And then there was I saw a video that was kind of breaking it down about how Jake Paul sort of in Mike's ear sort of whispered and said speculatively that maybe you should calm down if you want to make that scratch, old man. Perhaps, I don't know. I'm not there. But I do think it's a really interesting business model that the entire thing you're doing is everyone hates me so much, so let me build the most formidable fighters, formerly formidable fighters, so that people think he might knock me out. That's a weird way to bill yourself. Now, I know there's heels and wrestling and stuff, and that's kind of part of it. We love villains. People love villains. Not unless, if you're not unless you make them in the Warner Brothers universe. If you make villains in the Warner Brothers universe, they cannot be likable. That is a sin. That is a crime, okay? Now, if you liked Penguin, you were wrong. He was a bad guy the whole time. He killed his little brothers. So, stupid you for liking him, idiot. That was dumb. You shouldn't have done that. He's a villain. Don't you know that? Just like the Joker. You shouldn't have enjoyed him either. We're going to punish you for that. We're going to punish you for liking the villains that we wrote who were likable. That was dumb on your part. This guy isn't a character. You know what I mean? Jake Paul's a real guy. He's a real human being. He's a whole dude with history, and everyone hates him. Unironically, not in a heel sort of celebration. They don't like him, and they want to see him get hurt. That's a insane marketing strategy, you know? Like, I know there's this jeweler out of Philadelphia, and he used to market with Opie and Anthony back in the day. I hate Steven Singer. And so that was kind of the thing. But the people who hated Steven Singer in that marketing campaign were other jewelers because he was such a good jeweler. And people, oh, I hate that guy. He's undercutting my business and he's destroying all. Okay, that's one thing, right? But if you're like, I'm the guy, I'm like, I'm building all these fights up so that maybe someone will hurt me because I'm so unlikable. That's a pretty crazy strategy. But I will say it does seem to be working out for him. As I understand it, that Netflix event had more viewers than the Super Bowl, which is really amazing considering how poor watching that was. What a poor experience watching that Tyson and Jake Paul fight was. I had some friends over, and I'm watching some of the prelims. I'm a fight fan, kind of. And but I like watching fights. Even if I don't know who's involved, if I don't know the fighters, I don't know their history, I don't know what they do. That's okay. I like watching it. I think it's fun. Excuse me. And so I'm watching the prelims with my friend. My buddy's texting me. Also, my buddy back in LA, and he texts me and he's just like, "Hey, are you having problems with your stream?" I was like, "No. What are you talking about? No." And so I was just making jokes about California, blah blah blah. And then literally seconds later, I have all these problems with my stream. And now I can't watch the fight. And I'm like, what? This is so annoying. I'm like checking my internet connection. I'm like, maybe it's something like that. Because sometimes the internet in this building that I live in is a little wonky, a little inconsistent. But I'm like, okay, I don't know. Maybe it's something like that. I'm restarting my PlayStation. I'm unplugging cables. I'm doing everything you can whenever you have this issue. And I do not have streaming issues in this house. I have other, Wi-Fi signal issues. But when I stream things on that TV, I have zero problems ever. And I'm like, this is crazy. And so then I go on Twitter and I see that everyone's having this problem. It's the whole thing. And it was just like, all right, what if we rewind it a little bit? Then we won't have that issue maybe. No, the entire night we were fighting the lag on the buffering. And it was really, really annoying. But that's why I had friends over, was to watch this fight. That was the whole point. Anyone was at my house. We weren't going to turn it off and play Madden or something. It was an event. We wanted to see the Tyson fight. That was the whole idea. That was the whole reason I gathered people, made great pizza, I might add. Bought some wonderful alcohol, had a good time. But that impeded it. But, ultimately the main event, kind of a bummer. Not very fun, unfortunately, which sucks. Because, it's like you wanted... I wanted that. And I don't know why I thought I was going to get it, but I wanted to see Jake Paul's smug little face laid out on the mat from Iron Mike Tyson. But that was a fool's errand. A hollow wish. Hello, Cod Ministries. Good to see you, sir. What's cracking? Thank you for joining me. Thank you very much for joining me. The undercard was good. I thought it was fun. There was those two Mexican dudes beating the piss out of each other. That was a great fight. There was a dude in the red trunks and the pink trunks. I don't remember their names. I think it was a belt fight. It's a pretty good booking for basically what's essentially a freak show, not a real fight at all. And those guys were beating the piss out of each other. And I guess I missed the beginning of it. So I guess the red guy got knocked down early. Then he came back fucking like a storm. It was just wailing on that guy in the pink, really just giving him the business the whole rest of the fight. But that pink dude just stayed in that and just delivered, took abuse, and then really late rounds, looking fresh, looking limber. I was like, oh my God, it's the 12th round. This guy looks like the fight just started. It was pretty amazing. I don't remember who won that fight, but I don't know that I'll ever see those guys again, or I won't see them. I don't really care. It was just for that moment, it was a fun fight. You like female bare knuckle boxing? That shit is wild. Bare knuckle boxing makes me uncomfortable. I watched Shit, I can't remember his name. There's this Italian fighter from, I think he's from like New York. And he was a pretty good boxer for a while. Kept breaking his hands, though. And so then he went and did that bare knuckle stuff, and it was brutal. Brutal. Because it's like, you know, I know that boxing's brutal, and you just don't see the brutality because of all the padding. But, like, when you're seeing guys putting on, like, you know, like, knuckle to cheek for, you know, 5-6 rounds or something like that, I mean, that's vicious. Like, you see, like, so much more, like, wounding and blood, and it's just like, God, guys, stop doing this. This is insane. You don't need to do this. But I'll tell you what, the female boxing the match that like followed that and preceded the Tyson Paul fight looked a lot like a bare knuckle match because of that one girl with that big cut on her eye. Ooh, that was a nasty cut. That was a nasty cut, dude. Like, if I got that under any circumstances, I'd be like, I got to go to the hospital, like, right now. Like, look at this. I'm like, oh, there's a flap of skin. I can see, like, into my, you know, orbital bone. I got to go. This is crazy. And that girl was a savage and just, like, walked through it and then lost, which she should not have lost. That was not, I don't care what you say. There's no way that was, like, a unanimous decision. That Irish girl definitely won. I don't know how intentional the headbutting was necessarily. It didn't look good, but you could see that seemed to be her fighting style. I've never seen her fight before, and I've heard people kind of comment, and they said it during the broadcast, I think, too. That's like her fighting style. She like leads with her head, you know, and kind of gets in there, which is kind of a crazy thing to do. But it was also pretty intimidating. She looked like a pretty good boxer. But that other girl, Serrano, is that her name? She was a warrior. She had that, you know, blood in her eye, and that girl kept opening it up with headbutts so much she got a point deducted. And, you know, she walked through all that. Just kept going like an animal. It's like she deserves at least one judge to be on her side. It's like unanimous, and that other girl's like, what is this, like Olympic boxing? How are you scoring this? Like, I don't really, you know, have like strong opinions about scoring. I usually just kind of go by like what I feel, which obviously is not a very accurate metric. But I did not feel like that was like unanimously in that other girl's favor. That was weird. And she kind of talked like me. She kind of talked like my Jordan Peterson when she won the belt. She sort of had that like lilt in her voice. You guys notice that? Telephone booth boxing is fun too. I guess that sounds violent and vicious and like a freak show. But I guess I signed up for a freak show too. So how am I better than anyone else, huh? I got duped, thought I was seeing a real fight, thought I'd get to see Jake Paul's stupid face knocked out. Holy shit. Have you ever seen Jake Paul's girlfriend or wife or whatever? Wow. That girl is an absolute smoke show. I don't know her name. Oh, she's that speed skater. That's right. Dear Lord, that girl is attractive. That is one pretty, pretty woman. She has a famous kind of gif or video where you see her skating and then like smiles at the camera and you're like, you. But she is a very attractive young lady, and got to give respect to that. Got to give respect to that for him scooping up this Nordic goddess. She's very, 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 very pretty. And she's an Olympic athlete, so she's in phenomenal shape, obviously. But I give props to Jake for this scoop. That you got to give him that. I mean, look, you got to give props to Jake for kind of everything he's accomplishing here. Both the Paul brothers, really. I mean, how much are they making on these fights? You know what I mean? Like, and they're not like Jake's not making like a purse on that. Like, he's part of the promotion. He's taking gate money, like crazy. How much money he must have pulled out of that event? It's wild. So, you know, as much as I find it annoying as like someone who actually enjoys fights and wants to see like a real good fight, gotta be honest, from just like a business and marketing and promotion standpoint, dude, pretty unbelievable. I can't get 2,000 viewers on my subscribers on my YouTube channel. Okay, he's selling out Madison Square Garden, so or whatever the fuck that venue is. Gotta give him respect to that. Gotta respect that. But there was. Let me see here. There was a good. Make sure I'm looking at the right thing here. I really like this tweet by Tyson. I thought this was pretty good. This was. Let me see here. Boom. Okay. This is something he put out, I guess, like, I don't know, the same night, 2 nights ago, so it's probably Saturday. This is one of those situations when you lost but still won. I'm grateful for last night. No regrets to get in the ring one last time. I almost died in June, had 8 blood transfusions, lost half my blood and 25 pounds in the hospital. Had to fight to get healthy to fight, so I won. To have my children see me stand toe-to-toe and finish 8 rounds with a talented fighter, half my age, in front of a packed Dallas Cowboy Stadium is an experience that no man has the right to ask for. Thank you. You know, it's kind of like when you see it from that perspective, it just kind of humanizes the whole thing a little bit, at least for me, where I'm just kind of like, all right, that's, this is a dude, right? He's not just a warrior. He's not just an avatar of combat. He's a real human being. He's a man. And, he did this stuff, and hell yeah, Zach, what's up, doggy? Nice one by Tyson. Agreed. And ultimately, it's like even when you read something like that, you're like, okay, there was never a chance that this was actually going to be a real fight, right? Because it's like, if he was that close to death a few months ago, June wasn't even 6 months ago, you don't fight. No one fights. A professional, you're not fighting. Like, there's no reason to fight. You postpone it or you cancel it. You pick up the next one. You spend the rest of the year rehabbing. You don't lose that much blood and nearly die and then go have a real fight. That's just not how that works. But it's a gimmick, right? And I'm sure Jake knew, or I imagine, I'm just speculating here. I have no inside information. I don't want to get sued. I imagine that... wherever that ulcer was, we're not hitting that spot. We're not hitting his left or right abdomen, wherever that is. We're not hitting that, We'll work the other parts of the body. We're not doing that. Because you could kill it. If he almost died in June, almost died. I've never almost died. Knock on wood. I don't ever want to die. Never. I'm going to be immortal. You don't just hop into the ring at almost 60 4 months later. Why? I know you need the money or whatever, but that's crazy. So to me, that just sort of stuff like that is like, as respectful and like awesome as that is, it just kind of makes me think the whole thing's a little bit more circusy than we'd like to believe. But, to be fair, that's on us. You know what I mean? Like, I've watched so many of these prop fights. I've been watching these prop fights for like 4 or 5 years. How long have they been doing these things? And every single time it goes exactly the way the guys who are promoting it want it to go. At what point am I going to figure it out that obviously, duh? They're not accidentally putting themselves in this situation. If Jake Paul wanted to be a real boxer, he could go be a real boxer at any point. What's up, Big Ship? Good to see you, pal. Thanks for joining us. Bruh. At any point, he could go do that. He could just hop in the ring. He's got a huge promotion company now. He can fight whoever he wants. I was saying he should fight Andy Ruiz. I think that would be fun. I think he's a retired... I haven't heard from him in a while. He might be retired, might not be. But he's a heavyweight, right? And, he's a former belt holder. He's not, in his prime anymore. But that's who he should fight. He should fight someone like that. See a real brawl from two. You want to be a heavyweight? Go fight a heavyweight then. Fight that fucking fat dishwasher-looking motherfucker. I love Andy Ruiz so much, dude. That guy's awesome. He just looks like any mechanic in LA. He just does not look like a professional boxer, but he is, man. He's a nasty man. That's a nasty man right there. That's who he should fight. Someone like that. But it won't draw the numbers. And, he can only stand to lose. So it's like he's not going to do shit like that, which is I get it, but it's just boring. And it's my fault for getting caught up in it. I blame me. Good news is it didn't cost me anything. It wasn't like a fucking... Oh, God, this microphone stand. Holy shit, hold on. Sorry, I was about to fall off my desk. I have to adjust that. All right. Looks okay. Let's hope so. All right. That should be okay for now. Golly jeez. What happens, everybody? That's a little excitement. Let's all calm down now. I'd like to see Paul get knocked out is the point. That'd be nice, and I don't think we're ever going to see that because that fucking slippery little piece of shit knows exactly what he's doing. Knows how to get me excited. But like I said, at least it was free. At least it wasn't a fucking $100 pay-per-view or whatever. I just got to use my Netflix subscription, which I don't even pay for. Not that I share passwords, Netflix. I would never, ever violate your terms of use like that. Not me. Not this guy. I follow the rules. All of them. So yeah. But Saturday there was a real fight. I didn't see this one, unfortunately, because this one did require a pay-per-view. And I considered buying it, or I considered going out to a bar, and then it just kind of, I ended up just, kind of partying with someone else who wasn't interested, and I didn't really give a shit. I was like, fuck it, whatever, not a big deal. However, that means I missed some excellent stuff. Now, I don't know if you guys caught this. It's been all over social media. I don't know if you guys are as fucking hopelessly into social media as I am. Not that I'm that into it, but I do find myself there quite a bit. The title fight was between Jon Jones, kind of an infamous figure, very beloved and infamous. But he was fighting. Hasn't fought in over a year. I remember the last fight he did, and it was over pretty quick. It was pretty badass. But he went out and fought, and then had a pretty decisive victory with a leg kick, a kick knockout, and not to the chin, to the body. That's pretty cool. That is pretty badass. There's a reason why that guy is considered so excellent. I mean, you can knock somebody out with a guy like Stipe Miocic, who's like, giant, probably walks around at like 270. You know what I mean? Big old dude, and takes a kick to his body to take him out. Pretty badass. But the big thing was, I'm about to sneeze. All right, it passed. The big thing was not necessarily the win. The win's huge. But the reason the story went viral wasn't just the win. The reason the story went viral was the celebration, which I'll share with you guys right now.
He did the Trump dance. He did the Trump dance. Spinning back kick to the body. Spinning back kick. Followed by the Trump dance. Wow.
How great is that? How great is that, dude? How the tides have changed in this country. Right? He's not even officially sworn in, right? He's not even the president, But imagine this happening 8 years ago. Imagine this happening in 2016. Jon Jones would be excoriated. It'd be hellfire rained down upon him as the monster that he is. Not now. Not anymore. Trump and his entourage, dude, rolling in like a rapper with all his boys. Got Elon there, RFK, Tulsi, just rolling in deep. Secret Service behind him. Like, sick, dude. So sick. Yo, what? Like, what timeline are we in that the president is cool as fuck? That we're all like, yo, Trump rules. Like he's dope. Like the president is cool as hell. That never happens, Even like cool guys like Obama or Clinton. It's like they're cool for politicians, right? I mean, they're still dorks and everyone's kind of just showing more respect. This is like legitimate reverence and like, hell yeah, Trump. Like he wins and then he does the dance. Which is just the best, the greatest. It's so damn cool. Like it's his first instinct. I mean, you can see it in the video. Stipe's still on the ground. Look, he's back there on the ground. Still, he did just doing the dance.
He did the Trump dance.
And Trump's sitting right up front.
He did the Trump dance.
And look, got like Elon, Kid Rock, dude, Vivek, fucking RFK, Tulsi, Don. Is that Don Jr.? I can't tell. But he's got them all right there, like in frame, dude. Come on, bro. They were jokingly calling these guys the Avengers, and some people were like, "Oh, that's cringe." I'm like, I don't know, man. I think it's fucking cool as hell. Look at this. And these are politicians that were like, yo, those guys rule. I love your foreign policy. Your tax code slays, dude. We live in a wild time, man. We live in an absolutely wild fucking time. But hey, so yeah, that's something else. And then Jones wasn't actually done with his displays of affection. Is this in this? Yes, I got it here. Which is pretty tight. New York Post. You never fail to disappoint. And this is after all that. He gives him the belt. Elon being his typical autistic self, not knowing how to be cool at all. I want Elon to understand. Actually, I don't want Elon to understand anything. Elon, keep doing what you're doing. You're killing it. But you don't have to be cool. You know? No one, we were not drawn to you because we thought, now that's a cool guy. We're drawn to you because it's like, dude, this guy's an unbelievable entrepreneur and businessman. No one does anything like it. And you're the richest man in the world for like really interesting reasons. You know, his haters love to be like, he didn't start Tesla. He didn't start this. He didn't start that. It's like, okay, man. Were they as big as they were before he bought them? Did he buy it from the richest man in the world? No. He became the richest man in the world by his business, like, acumen. It's like, I don't know, like, it's so dumb. It's the same thing they want to do, like, they want to take away from Trump. So he's not even a good businessman. He's not even a good businessman. It's like, really? Why does he live in a fucking palace? How fucking bad of a businessman could he possibly be? He flies in a giant, an airliner that I fly in with 250 other schmucks. He's in there with 3 other people eating McDonald's. Okay, he's obviously a good businessman. What planet are we living on? You know what I mean? Like, shut up. Stop lying. You don't... I think it was like someone else was like telling me how like, oh, Elon's actually pretty dumb. I'm like, you do not accidentally become the richest man in the world, dude. You didn't just like trip your way through the door like fucking Lucy or something. Obviously, he made the moves to make these goals, to accomplish these feats. This is stupid as fucking arguments. Like, you can find other arguments. Like, fine, okay, you don't like this, you don't like that. That's cool, great, fine. But that is not an argument. It's not even a position. It's not even factually accurate. It's so stupid. Even a casual observer could just look at both those guys and be like, well, they look pretty successful to me. And then that's done. I don't know. I don't know why they do that. I mean, I know why they do it, but it's just like, it's so weak. So great. Does he give it back? He talks to him for a minute. How does it sound? Does he keep it? Is that a gift? Did Jon Jones just give that to Trump? Probably not, right? It'd be kind of cool if he did, though. If he's just like, here you go, Mr. President. That would be a sick thing to have in the Oval Office, huh? Just like mounted behind him. So like every press conference he does, every time he addresses the nation, there's like Jon Jones's medal or a belt behind him. That'd be pretty tight. Low spec JFK McD hazing photo. Lol. Is that a Trump humiliation ritual? They always say the elites do that. They say they put you through these very public humiliation rituals. Maybe Trump isn't the Illuminati. I don't know. Maybe we've all been lied to and misled. That is pretty funny. That's a pretty funny one. The RFK memes have been great. They've been really funny. It's like, get in, loser. We're going to go get rid of fat people. all the health food RFK memes are great. It's really fun. I don't know. I'm super excited about this. Whenever I talk to someone who's not rah-rah, they kind of bum me out when they talk about it. Because they're in a bad place. They're unhappy. Oh, well, I hope you're right. I don't know. It's just, man, why can't you just be happy? Why can't you just enjoy this? It's going to be great. You don't know. Tariff. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Can I see your economics degree? Can I see your detailed history of all these? Oh, you read a book. Oh, you read a book. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, okay, cool. Who was it written by? Oh, a socialist. Oh, okay. All right, shut up. Fucking blow me. It's directed at someone specific. But it's been fun. I don't know. I can't be more excited about this whole thing. I think it's been great. This has been cool. And look, it doesn't even stop to the UFC. It's not even the UFC. Other fighting masculine alpha men have gotten in on the trend. Not just myself. Other alpha men have gotten involved. Look at this. This is from the NFL. From the NFL. I should probably turn that off because I'm going to get... oh, my God. I'm going to get knocked. But look at that. NFL players. Raiders, Lions, Titans. Everyone's doing the Trump dance. How fucking great is that? I love it. That's just so much fun. Everyone just having fun. Just enjoying it. Not melting down. Not taking a knee. Not making childish political statements about stuff they don't understand and haven't spent any time researching. Just literally just repeat what they think they're supposed to say. No, none of that. We're going to enjoy ourselves. We're going to laugh. We're going to have fun. Yay! Good. Make America fun again. That's what I'd want. Just make America fun again, please. I love this. This is great. This is so much fun. Dude's just like doing the Trump dance. Just having a ball. Hanging with the boys. Catching a beer. I guess they're catching footballs, but it's still great. I love it. I'm here for it. Let's go. Let's go. I think that's marvelous stuff. Cotton, want to see really crazy? Make a Sky Blue account. That's funny. Oh, yeah, Sky Blue is absolutely popping off. I kind of got into an argument with a comic that I follow. Argument's not really the word. He was just being a little bitch. But I saw, he's this comic from Denver. He's not very big, but I saw him in Austin. I thought it was funny. Then I kind of followed him a little bit more. I'm like, oh, you're like an alpha male liberal. Ugh. It was a really douchey identity to have, dude. Just to be an alpha male liberal. Ugh. Just like, I'm a tough guy, but I'm also really gay. It's like, okay, cool, dude. Yeah, I really care about women's rights. Dude! He's like PC principal. This is the cringiest identity, bro. Whatever. I'll tell you privately, Cotton. I don't want to blow him up publicly because I don't think it's fair. Because it was a relatively private exchange between the two of us. There's no reason to put him on blast. I'm not petty. I don't want other people to fucking talk shit to him. I'm fine doing it on my own. But I saw his comic, so he posted on his Instagram, a picture of his Blue Sky account. Ooh, which implies something, right? Being on Twitter doesn't really necessarily imply anything. Kind of a little bit. But it's also a legacy platform, so you could have just had an account on there, and you sort of tweet, and you've formed your own little echo chamber there. Maybe you have. It's possible. But when you see someone adding a Blue Sky, you're like, oh, you're one of them. And so someone in the comments asked a question and said, what is Blue Sky? And he wrote, it's Twitter. And then I wrote, but gay. And then he wrote, something really lame. I could probably pull up the entire exchange, actually, because it was, I don't know if it gets any funnier or more interesting than that, but it was like he kind of did the same thing that you'd expect that he would do. Okay. So, the guy writes, the fuck is Blue Sky? He writes, it's Twitter. I say, but gay. And he goes, yes, that's right. Code for I can't be an asshole. Aww. It's like, yeah, dude, that's right. That's what I love to do on Twitter. Although I'm being an asshole right now. I just called Blue Sky gay, so I guess I can do it on other platforms. So your thesis is unfounded. But no, dude. No, that's actually not it. So I was like, he's like, I can't be an asshole. I was like, or right wing, or be curious about things you're not allowed to be, or deviate from the narrative at all. But, have fun over there. I'm sure it's a gas. He writes back, why are you so angry? No one wants to be around you? And it was just like, wait, what? I'm not angry. I'm trolling you. That's not the same thing as being angry. I think you're angry. I think what's happening right now is you're like, I'm not saying the things I want to hear. Yeah. Which is why I'm going to Blue Sky, where everything will be mod and state approved. I'll never have to hear an uncomfortable opinion again. I'm strong. I'm a tough alpha male liberal. Gay. And then, whatever. Then it was nothing. But it was just like, man. Weird flex, bro. Weird flex to try to be the PC principal. Not a cool move. But yeah, Blue Sky. All the libs have run for the shelter of Blue Sky. I did make a sketch about that very thing. I thought it was funny. Ooh, Jesus. Zach, thanks for the retweet on it. It did pretty well, but I was kind of hoping it would go a little bit more viral. I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that on YouTube, I got ratioed on that one, which hasn't happened to me in a while. Have not got ratioed in a while, but this one in particular, I guess, no real negative comments. Like, no one said anything negative, like, you said you were publitard. Nothing like that. It was just like, just negative. So, 533 views, 11 comments, 21 upvotes, and 13 downvotes. Not quite 50-50, but it's like 60-40, which that's a lot. It's a lot of downvotes for YouTube. That means someone had to actively decide, I don't like you. And, it will make my voice heard on a platform that doesn't display downvotes. It's literally just for the creator. Like, I don't find your jokes very funny. I don't like your right-wing commentary. But I thought that one was going to do better. Still did pretty well. But go check it out if you haven't. I thought it was funny. Just a minute of your time. It's a very short commitment. Just a minute. If you haven't seen it, give it a like. Share it to your friends. Big Ship. As a younger comic, all the featuring and below comics drink the Kool-Aid because it sadly helps them get ahead of the big parts in the comedy industry. Well, okay, comedy industry is, despite how it looks by the successful people, is actually pretty woke. Pretty gay. It's mostly like an offshoot of Hollywood, to a degree. It's got its own life now, especially here, like in Austin, like there's its own thing. But like when I first started coming to like open mics here in Austin, I was like, yo, these guys are gay, dude. Like they have like all this like wokey kind of like liberal sensibilities, and it's just very, I'm trans, and then like some snarky thing about being trans. I was like, oh God. So it's actually like kind of part of it. This particular comic, I think he's from Denver. I don't think he's necessarily younger. Like not young, like he looks like he's about my age, and I wouldn't consider me a younger person, right? I'm just judging based on like his appearance. He always wears this dumb hat too. Guys whose hat is part of their identity, gay? I think that I do not like that. Like Tim Pool, that's my look. Is this hat? What are you in middle school, dude? That's so lame. Like I get it, maybe if you're balding, but then just let that be part of your look. I mean, it never stopped Jim Norton, never stopped Bill Burr, it never stopped Joe Rogan, never stopped Bob Kelly. There's who cares? Be funny is the only thing. You don't need to have a look. Very, very lame. But yes, he always wears that like the cabbie hat, like the like the Irish, that kind of Irish cappy thing. I don't know what that's called. I have one somewhere. But yeah, in every picture he's got that on. Really cool. Oh no, there's one with a baseball hat. What a dork. Whoa. I'll tell you though, he is with a picture with a very hot chick, so I'll give him that. I'll give him credit for that. Always will, even if I think you're a tool. But yeah, he's like, older millennial, young Gen X, just an alpha male lib. Ugh. There's a lot of cringy identities to have. That none come to mind worse than an alpha male lib. Big shit. Damn, if he's still featuring, that means his career is pretty much DOA. The woke shenanigans will be a last-ditch attempt. I don't know if he's let me see. He's got a bunch of dates. I don't know if he's headlining. Look, it's a grind. I'm not gonna hate on anyone's artistic career. I'm still like struggling, and I was struggling as an actor for a long time, and I know how brutal it can be to have a career in the creative arts. It's not a straight line. It's a meritocracy, but there's also just an ocean of talent. It doesn't work out even if you deserve it. It's a struggle. Like, it's a vicious industry. So I'm not saying, well, you're not even successful. I don't do that to people. But, I just take more issue with just, your character. It's like, I was clearly kidding. Twitter, but gay. That's funny. I don't know. I thought that was funny. It's just like, but you probably are the type of guy who takes your politics very seriously. So a type of joke like that isn't funny to you. And it's like, oh, that's the same reason you're leaving Twitter. Because you don't like... It's just what I did in my sketch. It's like you don't like that it's not the echo chamber it used to be for you, where everything that was said there was state approved, and you had the ability to ban and block people indiscriminately. I had a thing years ago where I called a guy a pussy, and they froze my account. I wasn't allowed to post or use it until I deleted that. I just called him a pussy. That's it. It's like, I think you were like being a pussy. I don't even call it, but it's just like, nope. So it used to be very totalitarian. So the idea that now that it's not, that you can just say whatever you want, and it just turns out there's a lot of people who've had their voices suppressed for a long time, who have a lot to say, finally get to say it. So now you just tuck tail and run? Pussy, dude. Mad pussy. Why don't you just stay there, make good points, and like battle it out with people, like put the horns out and like start fighting, you know what I mean? But it's like, you don't want that. You just want a comfortable little echo chamber. And it's like, well, dude, you know what? That's been us for all these years, since 2016, and probably longer for many others, where you're just not allowed to have a different opinion. And then if you do, you get piled on. Try doing that in Los Angeles. Anywhere, but try doing that before Elon Twitter. Try doing that on Facebook. Try doing that on Reddit. Try doing it anywhere where there's a public conversation going on. You just can't. You're not allowed to. It's against the rules. Now it's finally not, and you're like, man, I'm gonna get a blue sky. It's like, bro, whatever, man. Fine, get out of here. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna make jokes. We're gonna say things you're not supposed to say. Duh. And watch nothing changes. Like hateful oh my God. Run from the hateful comments. Oh my God. Glinzer. You look like Pussy Galore from Goldfinger. Banned. Really? That happened to you? Did that happen to you, or is that just what you're saying about my thing? That's pretty funny. That's actually kind of a compliment. No, I was just calling a guy a pussy because he came in defense of this girl who needed to be defended. Who I was just arguing. I was just disagreeing with. She's once, you know what it was? It was someone else who just took themselves so seriously, and I was just like, that's dumb. Like, and just like, ugh, whatever, lame. But now you don't have to worry about that. It's not a thing, and it never should have been a thing. We shouldn't have been giving power to these people who just, don't like your opinion because it contradicts like their authority to be the ones who dispense out the wisdom and the points of views, the ones who are, and like anyone offering anything else, you're gone. You're out. There's the door. And they throw you out, like an old saloon in the old West. It's just like, no, that's unjust. It's like you can block people still. You can still block people you don't want to listen to. It's not like someone can cyberbully you all day and just keep, needling you and getting your DMs. You can turn your DMs off and you can block whoever the fuck you want. You don't have to hear people you don't want to. What your problem is that other people get to say stuff you think they shouldn't be able to say. That's why you're really mad. And all the Trump supporters are just loving life right now. They're just thrilled that their side won, that the election was, fair. There's still a lot of shenanigans coming out, especially like Arizona and stuff like that. Just follow Razor Fist on Twitter if you want to see what's going on there. But it was, we're like, yeah, hell yeah, this is great. Sharing lib meltdowns, it's hilarious. We should be, goddamn, that's all y'all did. Like, it's just like you banned the former president from, not you, but the collective you, which is actually kind of appropriate considering the way you guys tend to behave. From all social media. He had to literally go create his own social media account to be heard. His own social media company to be heard. Because, like, a former president, too racist. And now all that's been undone, and the second it doesn't go your way, you just run. You just leave. Just no strength of character, no principles, no convictions other than we are right. No matter what that is and how often it changes, we are right. No matter what. Blech. So, I don't know. I'm happy about it. I'll keep an eye on Blue Sky. I saw something that they had like an unbelievable amount. It was like 41,000 reports of like community violations like in a single day. I've never, ever, let me think this straight before I say this. I think the only time I've ever sent like a community violation was when someone literally physically directly threatened me. When it was like, I will fucking kill you kind of thing. If someone said that, I think so, and one time, and it was like on an anonymous platform. I wasn't really serious about it, but I was like, okay, that's too far. You can talk all the shit you want, call me anything you want, blah blah blah. You're like literally threatening my life. You gotta go. That's my line. But I can't imagine, like losing an argument or just like hearing things I don't like, or it's just like, I don't know. It's good for you to hear things you don't like. Not all the time, by the way. I don't think it's always super healthy. But it's like, yeah, sometimes you just got to hear the opposite opinion. You got to hear a different point of view. That's good. That's good. We all should be doing that. If nothing other than to just make our own arguments sharper. Doesn't mean you need to capitulate with their point of view, but listening to it helps. It helps you understand. It also helps you understand maybe you got some blind spots. It's like there's a lot of dramatic things that people want to do in this Trump administration. And it's just like, all right, well, what are, hey, that sounds good to me. What are the second and third order effects that happen when that goes into play? I'd like to know before we, just start swinging these giant levers you can't unswing. But it doesn't mean I'm out. I just kind of want to know. You know what I mean? And so when you hear people are like, you don't understand. The tariffs, they're not going to work. So they might have a point. I just have to hope that you're coming from a good place. Because if you're not, then I don't really want to listen. We should be listening to other people's points of view, no matter how dumb and gay they are. Too many liberals. We love this country, but we hate more than half the citizens. They don't love this country. It's like, it's the same people who will be like, you need to respect other cultures. You need to respect other cultures. And then they'll go into like South America and fundamentally uproot it with a word called Latinx. That they don't want, that they're not down with. But it's like, it strikes at the core of the culture, the language that they share, by the way. They don't all share culture, but they all share language. And we're just going to blanket change that because it's gendered, which we pretend isn't real anymore. Oh, I thought you respected other cultures. Whatever happened with that? And it's like, do you respect like, you know, in the Middle East, right, they kind of have like religious extremes, and there's, you know, they do certain things, and they sort of like, you know, really structure their life around religion and kind of force other people to do that. Do you respect that? Of course. Okay, so what about like the rural Virginians who are like strictly religious and kind of want other people to like conform to their world? No, I'd never. It's just like, all right. So, I mean, this is just a race thing. You're just a fucking idiot. Like, shut up. But that's, I mean, I think the thing is like, okay, I'm about to launch into sort of a big thing. So give me 1 second. What a wonderful jump off point here. Cotton Ministry says, nah, that gay shit is over. Well, that brings up this topic. Is woke dead? What do you guys think? Maybe I'll do a quick little poll. Then I'll launch into this whole thing. I don't remember how to do that. I haven't done it in so long. Engage with your audience. Start a poll. Is woke dead? Question mark. Start poll. Beautiful. It's up. Please vote. Okay. Is woke dead? Topic. Now, it's kind of assumed that yes, it is. And I would say in certain ways that is true. In that culturally, we have shifted back. Culturally, we're not really, it's not as widespread. It's not as ubiquitous. And there's certainly a lot more space in culture and in conversation to not be down with it. And I think a lot of that comes from sort of normies not really being down with the bullshit. You know, people like my mom, right, who's still like, sorry, I have something on my nose. Sorry, fucking cat hair. God damn, dude. I love my cats, but just shit gets on everything. Right. Even someone like my mom, when she has to... No. Even someone like my mom, she like, you know, she voted for Kamala, right? She thinks Trump's the devil, blah, blah, blah. But she like... had like, she's a teacher, and she had like, you know, trans kids or non-binary or whatever, and like the kid was such a pain in the ass, and everyone had to like, you know, walk on eggshells around her, and she's just like, ugh. And like everyone's like that. Like I have friends who are like straight up like, you know, not the annoying kind, but kind of like, you know, they're like, they feel like the economy should be reordered into a socialist way. They are dumb about that, but they're not annoying about it. And it's like, even they're just like, ugh, all that stuff pushed too far. And collectively as a country, we were pretty much, except for people who are just really indoctrinated in the cult, we're pretty much like, all right, we're done with this shit. Right. And I still think that's probably true. You know, to a degree. It's like, we're going to see some pullback. We're not going to see like as much, you know, whatever propaganda is going to be in the back of some basketball guy's jersey. That's not going to be there as much. We are going to see the Trump dance from NFL players, Jon Jones, stuff like that. Like that, we are going to see changes like that, where, you know, male spaces, so to speak, are allowed to exist, and we don't need to check our privilege. No one's going to do land acknowledgments. Like a lot of that stuff's going to be. But I think what they're doing right now is they're regrouping, right? I think they're just sort of like retreating and regrouping. I think if you think these people who've been radicalized since birth, and also the sort of like king preachers in the whole cult, are just going to be like, that's that, you're out of your mind. I think we're going to find this in new ways. And I think we're going to find new infiltration. I think we're going to find Okay, that was weird. Internet just went out for a while. No idea why, but we're back. That was weird. Oh, hold on. Now it's going on my phone where I was trying to communicate with you wonderful people. That was crazy. I don't know what just happened. Just flicked off for like 3 minutes, but I'm back. Hey. Okay. Where was I? James Lindsay was like talking about this, and I think it's a mistake if we kind of assume that it's over, right? If we're just like so sure, so confident that it's just like we won forever and everything's gonna be over and back to normal, back to the way it was, I think that is misguided. I think it's very misguided. I think, we shouldn't be culture warriors. Do you know what I mean? Like, at least I feel like I shouldn't be, because I think it didn't put me in a good headspace. I just felt like I was always on edge. Where is it? Where's it coming from this time? Where is it in that? Is it in that? Is it in that? Like, I just felt like I'm just on patrol. I'm not living my life. I'm like fighting for this thing that like I can't really control. I could talk on it, I guess. I could report on it, I guess. But like, I don't really have a say, and like I can't pull the levers of power to fix it. So is this really serving me? I didn't feel that it was. Maybe, some people are out there, they can do it. But there's this good saying where it's like righteous anger is best left to those who can handle it, and I couldn't really handle it, at least in that particular regard. So what I'm advising is keep your eyes open, don't be a culture warrior. That's just my advice, my insight. But, keep your eyes open, see what else is out there. I mean, just see what's still coming down the pike, because I don't think it's over. I think there's enough people who are still just as pissed and who are still just as resentful of like Americans and, the group that they've picked based on the factors they've picked them. I do think we're going to still see a lot of pushback. Anyway, let's see the results of the poll. Is woke dead? Overwhelmingly no. Good on y'all. Good on y'all. Very sharp. Way to stay woke, guys. Hey, Sentient Dildo. What's up, bud? What's up, buddy? Nice of you to pop in. You just missed a big technical glitch where I went off the air for several minutes because my internet just cut out. Fun stuff. People have already altered themselves. It's not over. It is not over. It is not over. You know who it might be over for, though, is AOC. Anyone noticing this? AOC just kind of making like a dramatic change in who she's been for a while. So I first noticed it back in the summer when they tried to assassinate Trump. And I think I talked about it on this show, where she like went to Congress and was like really grilling the shit out of the Secret Service like director, like the woman who's like in charge. Like, I wouldn't think that it really surprised me to see it coming from AOC because it was fiery, and you could tell she really like, I don't know why, but she really gave a shit. Maybe she saw her own mortality, or maybe she thought, this is all just politics. Like, what are we doing? Like, we shouldn't really get. I don't know. I was shocked. I was like, I'm a little turned on right now, AOC. Tell me what to do, babe. Tell me to check my privilege, babe. But then I guess over the weekend or like last week, she like removed her pronouns from her bio on Twitter. Sick. Like, it'd be nice if we all do that. The only reason I don't want people to stop doing it is because it's my favorite thing to identify when you're arguing with someone on social media is when you go to their profile and they got their pronouns in their bio and you're like, nice. Okay. I can immediately disregard everything you say. And I could just use that as a total ad hominem and just make fun of you. It's not like a really honorable debate tactic, but it is funny. But now if they're getting rid of that, I can't do that. But ultimately, that is a big sign of returning to some sort of sanity. A little bit of a return to sanity, which is, yes, she did. Yes, she did, big ship. AOC got absolutely stomped by Trump's immigration guy. And that was peak insufferable AOC. When she's just like, a person can't be illegal. No. Just so condescending to a guy who's like on that front line every single day, just talking down to this man. You know what I mean? This man who's given his life to this fucking tough job. No, but no. It's just like, ugh, shut up. But then she says this. Oh, this is from the Daily Mail. It's going to be awash with ads. Just bear with me. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Okay. AOC says there's, oh my God, the Daily Mail. Awful. Won't let me use ad blockers. And it's just a flood. So much that it's like slows down the performance of your computer. Daily Mail. AOC says there are things we can learn probably from Republicans as Democrats admit they are out of touch. Who the hell is this AOC person? Who is this AOC person questioning the head of the Secret Service after Trump gets shot, removing her pronouns from her bio, and then having rational responses to losses? What? What's going on? I had a theory. It's a very outside theory, and it's based on next to nothing. But I'm wondering if maybe, I think people are speculating that maybe she's pregnant, and I'm wondering if maybe that's changing her worldview. Look, it might be a stretch. It might be a, out of left field reach. But I'll tell you what, dude. The women I've met in my life who have gotten pregnant have changed dramatically. Their worldviews, their perspectives, their priorities shift. Now, I'm not saying that's what's happening. But in my life experience, it is possible. Does that mean she's going to go from full-blown retard to, MAGA chick? Probably not. But it is interesting to kind of see like a slow deconstruction of someone who was like the poster child of a screaming lib, kind of getting a little bit more reasonable. And you know what? A little bit hotter. Just going to say it. Democratic lawmakers are admitting they may have missed the mark in 2024, in the 2024 election, and are calling on their colleagues to stop preaching down to Americans. Yeah, we've been saying that for so long. This is not like a novel recognition. This isn't like, ooh, we cracked the atom. No. They've been saying this. I've been saying this. Many people have been saying this for years. Stop talking down to me because I disagree with you. And Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says that her party could learn a thing or two from Republicans after their sweeping wins in this election cycle that will see the GOP with a trifecta in the House, Senate, and White House next year. We have policy issues that are out of touch with the American people, Moskowitz acknowledged while speaking to CNN. Our tends to get out there. We've got to be more accepting of all of positions all across the spectrum without shaming them and canceling. And the canceling that goes on our side of the aisle. Look at this personal responsibility they're taking, or at least pretending to take. I'll take it. I'll take some lip service right now. You know what I'm talking about, LC? You know what I'm talking about, baby? But I'll take some lip service. That's pretty good. This is great. It's like, yeah. An ounce of humility. Just a modicum of acknowledgement. Maybe you don't have all the answers. Whoa! I know that's horrifying for you, but maybe just a little. Meanwhile, AOC told the network, I think there's things we can learn about the digital communication, about constant direct communication with people, and about sending a very clear and easy to understand message. Well, I don't know what she's talking about there, but even if those messages are very, very different in their values and proposals and disposition, blah, 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 blah. I don't really want to go through this whole article, but I do think it's funny that maybe this actually fried them so much that AOC's not super annoying anymore. Look, if there's any victories to be taken out of this Trump administration, am I still frozen on Rumble? If there's any victories to be taken out of this Trump victory, any personal ones that we can all take away from collectively, AOC not being an insufferable, screeching lib is kind of a big one. It's kind of a big one. I'll take it. What else did I have? Oh, what were you guys saying? I identify as he, him, and MAGA. Respect them, liberals. Good for you, Glinzer. Seeking asylum is not illegal. It's it is if you do it illegally. Yeah. Not all immigrants are created equal, man. They're not all behaving in the exact same ways. I think that's one of the funniest things about this election, too, is just kind of like, you know who hates illegal immigrants quite a bit? Legal immigrants. Oh, boy. Just ask a Mexican or a Mexican family whose family or they immigrated legally. You're going to hear some pretty spicy comments. They are not thrilled about that. They went through all the things. They jumped through all the hoops. They did all the stuff you're supposed to do. They do not love illegal immigrants. Not at all. And that's what you saw in this election. A lot of Latinos voting for Donnie T. They're all just adjusting the narrative because they see shit's changed. I mean, there's that too. Literally just seeing the writing on the wall and being like, oh, we're not cool anymore. I better adjust. Totally possible. So what? I think it's awesome. It's a dynamic shift. That's a much needed one. Anna Kasparian looks more attractive now, even if AOC shifts. You know, I don't really know much about her. Is this the one I'm thinking about? Is she the one who just left that Tim Pool show? Yeah, that's her, right? Yeah. And I saw her, like, it's this thing that people keep saying, and I'm like, I don't. She did like Chris Williamson's show, and I didn't watch it, so to be fair. But the thumbnail was like, why do people always? Why does everyone feel so politically homeless? It's like, I don't. Stop saying that. Stop saying we all when it's just you. I don't feel that way. You're just a Democrat who wants a better Democrat, and so you don't want to vote for Trump. So you're like, I feel politically homeless. Don't we all? It's like, no, I don't, and I never did. This whole time, they're like, oh, these two terrible candidates. I'm like, I don't see it that way. I have not seen it that way for 8 years. It's not changing now. I hate that when they try to put that on me. Oh, all of us. Not all of us. You. I'm fine with this. I think this is going great. Crazy. Don't worry, they'll go back to scolding and shaming once they get back in power. Yeah, but they're not in power, are they? No, not now. Not now. We got them by the fucking... We got those girls by the balls. Hey, spicy comments. I see what you did there. I actually didn't. I mean, I wasn't trying to do some kind of double entendre. But I mean, I see why that would have been funny if I was clever enough to think of that. But I wasn't. Legal immigrants are race traitors. Some shitlib probably definitely do. They went after the Latinos hard in the like right after the election. They were not being, they were being like outwardly racist. That's the thing. Anyone who disagrees, that's all it is. It's an in group and an out group. It doesn't matter what color you are. It's not about color. It's about culture. And their culture is, we're all this homogenous, same, block of, bastardized socialist monsters. And you're either with us or against us. Oh shit. I just spilled a beer. Consarn it. Do I have anything to clean this up with? Yeah, okay. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. It's been a crazy stream. I'm almost knocking my mic over. The internet cuts out. I'm spilling beer. Crazy. What a success. It's all because Nick canceled on me. He left me out in the lurch. Anna definitely voted Trump in this election, lol. I don't know anything about her, really. I just know, didn't she do the show with Tim Pool or something like that? That's all I really know. I don't care. I don't need to know every goddamn character in this conversation. It would be nice, to I know we're all, it's a very kind of important time to be talking about politics, but it'd be nice to stop talking about it, sooner rather than later. Oh shit, it's all over the mouse. Oh my god. Oh my word. I've made such a catastrophe, such a kerfuffle. It still work? Does the mouse still work? It does! Huzzah! Huzzah. There was one other thing. Was there? Oh, yeah. You know what? This is relevant. And it's kind of talking about, the shift in the country. And sort of like what you're saying, Sandra Dildo, maybe it's postulation. Maybe not. Maybe not. This is from the New York Post. Left coast goes right. California's Bay Area kicks out liberal mayors and DA in stunning votes. Ideology does not match reality. So this is actually pretty interesting. So California definitely went a lot more for Trump than the past two elections, which is, good. Step in the right direction. It's still California. Still called California for a reason. Boom! Got him. But, big shift in the voting numbers and the voting block. A lot of people being like, this is not working. I don't care if it doesn't make me cool. It doesn't work. But where you really see where it matters is in the San Francisco area. So much for the tolerant left. Fed up voters in the ultra-liberal San Francisco Bay Area of California have voted to clean house after blaming far-left politicians for rampant crime, spreading homelessness, and general sense of fear on the streets. Word, yo. Word. Oakland Mayor Sheng Thao capitulated on November 11th after an overwhelming 62% of voters opted to remove her from office. A historic result coming just 2 years into a term marked by complaints of mismanagement and an FBI raid on her home. I don't know anything about that, but I do think it's pretty interesting that they are moving the woke, because it didn't used to be like this. Following Thao out the door with a losing 64% recall vote will be Alameda County District Attorney Pamela Price, whose critics characterize as progressive ideologue pushing catch-and-release policies that routinely turn criminals back on the streets to continue preying on the people of Oakland. Dude! Listen, I think a lot of it comes down to this. You fuck with people's safety. People will be tolerant. They'll be dumb. They'll put up with more taxes. They'll put up with bullshit. But if you start really screwing with their safety, and you start just gutting and destroying cities, really, what other choice are you giving them? They're not going to be like, this decline is fine. We'll keep going down. We'll keep destroying property value and my own personal value for even living in this city. Yeah, keep that up. No. There is a breaking point with people. It seems like maybe the San Francisco Bay Area is facing it. Across the bay, San Francisco Mayor London Breed lost her re-election bid to Daniel Lurie, a Levi Strauss heir and fellow Democrat who ran on a promise to clean up the streets. London Breed. I know one bearded YouTuber who'll be very happy to hear that. He always talks shit about her. The revolt was not, was not just the local level. The Bay Area voted for Kamala Harris by a landslide, but President-elect Donald Trump did 3.5 percentage points better in Alameda County this year than 2020. In San Francisco County, where Harris made her career as district attorney, she performed more than 5 points worse than Biden did 4 years ago. In the county where she was a district attorney. Pretty funny. Look at that face. That just looks like a smug old bitch. I do not feel she would be a fun person to hang around with. I would not like to have a beer with her. The trend is not isolated to this lefty corner of Northern California. Across the whole state, Trump gained 4 points from 2020, while voters overwhelmingly passed a measure, Proposition 36, to strengthen drug and shoplifting penalties. Yep. Yeah. Turns out those laws were there for a reason. Yeah, there was someone in my Austin, and they were posting some break-in to their car or whatever, and I just wrote, if only there was some organization that would protect people and private property, we could they would help us. We should fund that. It's yeah, idiots. This is what happens. Those things were existing for a reason. Cops do not exist to catch slaves. Because people will just do things if you let them. There has to be consequence. I mean, I can't even believe I have to say these things out loud. It's unbelievable. Voters have decided it's time for a change, said Carl Chan, an activist who spearheaded the campaign to recall Price. They want someone who could truly perform their job and are not making it about implementing the ideology. Yeah, that'd be nice. Ideology does not match reality, so the voters have decided to vote, Chan added. And there are more than a few. Okay, we're good here. Pretty fascinating, though. Obviously, they're never going to vote for Trump because meanie racist. But in those elections, for them to overturn those things, to get rid of the DA, pass Prop 36, get rid of the 2 mayors because they're too woke in the San Francisco Bay Area, bro, change. That's genuine change. That is marked, easily you could just identifiable change. That's wild. It's good. That's good. We should have great cities. San Francisco should be a great place. It should be a wonderful place to go visit. It's got great histories, culture, all this stuff. There's a reason you should. I don't want to go to San Francisco. You crazy? Just jump, hopscotch over shit all day? No thanks. No thank you. But I don't know. I don't know, man. A lot of stuff's changing. The big shit. Watching the Dems turn Latinos after the election was hilarious. It went from, we're protecting you because you can't protect yourself, or you can't yourself. I should have known you were too stupid to vote how I wanted you to. Yeah, there was that too. And they're just like, I can't wait for them to get deported. It's just like, wow. That changed really fast. So it had nothing to do with their human rights or who they were as individuals. The fact that you thought they'd vote your way. You are a good person. You're a good person. Yeah, that's right. Someone's human life only matters if they support you politically. You're a good person. Ship. Them dumb, noble savages always disappoint the enlightened white liberal. They do be doing that. Not black women, though. They did their job. Only 7% of black women voted for Trump. Cool. In the Bay Area, Asians are the fastest growing demographic, and most of them are not liberal. Sick. Let's go. Dildo was absolutely wild. Just watch videos of the hysterical crying about women's rights followed by hardcore racism. I know. Pretty funny. It's pretty funny. I liked it. It was great. Strengthen them all the way up to existing. Man, I'm not sure what you're talking about. But it is pretty funny to watch that, And the thing, look, it's something I've been saying for a long time. It's like, everyone's kind of examining the numbers, and like the biggest shift was white women voted for Trump. I've been saying white women are the problem for years. No one listens to me. They're too entitled. They're out of control. These white women are out of control. You know what I think you should do, Democrats? I think maybe no white women should vote. Then there won't be a problem. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's funny. It's funny to kind of watch that. Chicks infighting now. It's like, yeah, do it. Want to stop theft? Take hands off caught thieves. It's a little dramatic. I mean, it probably would deter it, certainly. Probably be overwhelmingly helpful. Maybe not exactly. You could just, enforce the laws we have now. You could arrest people and put them in jail if they steal things. It's to de-incentivize it. Make take the number of like $900 of just being a misdemeanor back down to 0 and make theft illegal. I mean, there's all these businesses like fleeing San Francisco. They're like, what? How can they just constantly be operating at a loss? Also putting everyone that works for them in danger. Insane. This has been going on for a while. It didn't start last year. It started 2020, right? This has been a long time. Oh my God. What do you mean no one listens? The whole fucking internet is people shitting on white women. Okay, well then I'll just say I was right. I called it. I was way ahead of the curve on this one. Oh my word. Oh heavens to Murgatroyd. There was an NBA star. I don't know if he's a star. They always say that. It'd be like TV star. It's had one line in a movie. You're like, I mean. But there is a star, LaMelo Ball. That does sound like a star to me. I don't know. Oh my God. I hate you, Daily Mail. I hate you so much. All your ads, very frustrating. But check this out. This guy, LaMelo Ball. Listen to this hateful rhetoric.
You said that last play when he took the shot? Yeah, we loaded up. That's what we wanted. Put the hand up and then just live with the results.
Did you guys catch that? I'll play it one more time, just in case, because it was so fast. Just want to make sure you caught it.
You said that last play when he took the shot? Yeah, we loaded up. That's what we wanted. Put the hand up and then just live with the results.
Did you guys catch that? Did you hear what he said? He said, when we loaded up, no homo, and then he went on. That cost him $100,000. That little throwaway off-mic joke cost that man $100,000. No homo. Right there. Less than a second. $100,000 just gone. So, it's not over, folks. It is not over. We are still very much have the managerial class very much entrenched in our institutions. This election win, huge. Big. You know, House, Senate, all that, big. You know, some good appointments, some good people in there, big. Lots of potential for change. You know, AOC taking her pronouns out of her bio. San Francisco voting the other way. AOC's tits, big. All very big. But don't forget, it's not over. You know, we can see a lot of change, but it's not a magic wand. You know what I mean? He can't just cast a spell and get rid of all the awful people in this country. $100,000. Nick Bosa only got fined $11,000 for his MAGA hat. 10 times more if you say no homo. Dude. Gee, how gay. You know? How gay to get all bent out of shape about that. My God. All right, folks. That's going to do it for this episode of the MFer Podcast. I really, really appreciate you wonderful people being here. Don't forget, this show is also on Twitter. It's on X. So if you want to stream all the racism, you can. And you can watch my show at the same time. It's also on Rumble. That popping off channel. Not necessarily, but it's there. And you can go there. And I can even get your Rumble chats in the chat thing now, which is huge. But if those platforms don't interest you, they don't entreat you, well, guess what? You can also get this podcast starting tomorrow morning on iTunes, on Spotify, on Google Podcasts, anywhere you get podcasts. That's right, folks. Anywhere. Go over there. Go to those platforms. Give me a 5-star review. It won't take you that long, and I'll appreciate it. I will be appreciative. You know? Or whatever. Just hang out with me. Press like. I'm glad you're here. Don't forget I got social media. Instagram, X. Follow me. I'm doing stuff now. I actually am. I made 2 sketches this week. 2. And I just wrote another one today. And I think it's hilarious. Hopefully you'll agree. But stay tuned. Keep an eye out for all the updates, folks. Big things! You don't bring up a bad point, but you guys are usually pretty funny. You guys normally know how to toe the line between like being a funny dick and, actual dick. You guys know how to like make fun of me, but it's all in good fun instead of like, oh, that's just mean. Like, it's different. You guys usually toe the line. So, I'm sure there'll be something about me being a table in there. I'm sure there'll be something about me wearing a dress. I'm sure it'll be all the stuff that I imagine it will be. But you know what? I'll take it. This goddamn microphone is falling off the desk again. Ugh. All right. That's going to have to do it for me. You guys are fucking wonderful people. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Apparently, Nick Weiser's going to be there. Allegedly. So he claims. We'll see. All right. You guys have a wonderful night. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.
How's that for a slice of fried gold?
Yeah, boy!